Hey guys, I want to go ahead and help you guys out with your front end steering mechanism that you guys are probably trying to do. You guys are trying to do rear wheel drive conversion on the k989. So what I suggest, out of buying and spending all this money for just to make a rear wheel drive car, the best thing to do would be go after 3D printing. So I'll go ahead and help you guys out with a couple 3D printing things that I found useful and good for this car. And so one of them is, let me go ahead and explain how this car is built the way it is right now. So first off, I've gotten a drift chassis before. Not a drift chassis, but pretty much a whole drivetrain for this car. I first started with the k989, which is right here. You know, the regular k989 that you normally just get. It's all-wheel drive, and if you're tired of drifting in all-wheel drive, you can, have fun and convert your car to rear-wheel drive. But that's also what I thought it would be fun. It wasn't. I had to download so many files, spend money, and do so many mistakes. But here I am trying to help you guys. So instead of going through all of that, I'll go ahead and just help you guys out, point you the right direction to download what is actually needed. So I'll tell you guys, you always want to have either you have aftermarket chassis like this. I got it a while back from a guy who lives in Vietnam. This is a carbon fiber chassis. The only reason I have this is because of the extendable wheelbase. For me, that I always love having all kinds of random bodies on this car, which here I have one. Let me go ahead and put it on for you guys. Here I have one. It fits perfectly. The wheelbase, you can extend it out or more closer. But yeah, so what I love about this thing is the way that I had so much difficulty in building this thing together just for it to drift. And so I've struggled for so long trying to get this car to have maximum angle, maximum suspension, having a good suspension, and just being able to drive it around, drift it. Because from converting to all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive, you have to buy a gyro. You have to make sure that your tires are the way that they should be and not crooked or bent or anything, or else the car's not gonna drift well, especially because it's rear-wheel drive. So I'll go ahead and show you guys one of the main things that I totally 100% recommend. Either if you have a factory chassis like I showed you guys, like this one, if you guys have one of these, I believe this is compatible with these chassis, even if it's not extendable or anything, even if it has different holes or mounting positions. For me, I ended up I put two different kits together, and it's working for me. I love the way that it's set up currently. So first off, it's the front independent 3D print file that I got. This whole blue section is part of a different kit. This on back is a different kit. And so I really love this kit in the front, because if I'm correct, it was free. It comes with the top arm, bottom arm for both sides. And not only that, but the kit is already with the monoshock. It comes with the monoshock. All you have to do is either put in a couple little screws in here. Make sure that your shock is not bumping anywhere. You can put screws or the ball heads that you can see right here. This one right here. You put two of these on the end. Right there on the end. On both sides. And you can fit your shock, your mono shock right there. You can also use the big screws that come on your k989 for your top and bottom on both sides. And it is a really clean look, as you can see. It is a very clean look. And this file, I will go ahead and find the link, and I'll go ahead and put it in the description. Like I said, when I did download it, it was free. I don't know about now, but it is highly recommended. This front end is compatible with these old regular plates that you get, the stock ones. And here actually is one. So I ended up breaking this one because of course it's 3D print material. But you can see the arm, the function that it has. You can see it is pretty genius the way that they built this front end. And right here there's a hole where I was actually going to show you guys how this is set up. So if I'm correct, on the file there is the little T that goes onto your front end. So this all comes together. Here is the front end, which is this right here, but this one's of course already cleaned out. It looks a little bit messy, but it's already cleaned out. And so you can see it has several holes. It has 1 2 3 4 5 6. So what I'm guessing this does is that when you put it on your car, you can go ahead and slide it outwards or more inwards, just to give you more wheelbase adjustment. This has two holes and one on the bottom, which you will have to get one of the big screws from here like this that go onto here, and you screw it from top down. This material in here, it is removable. This is just from the 3D printer. It will look like this. It will look empty inside. There's not going to be anything. It's going to be open, the whole area right in there. And so once you 3D print it, it's going to be like this. You have to remove the support. This is the support. So you have to remove it. Make sure not to cut this piece down here, because this is what you need. So you cut right about, say about here, down here. So you cut that out, and then you will have this, which this one I ended up messing with. As you can see, it's all cut up, it's all messed up, because this is not what it really looks like. But it is the same one. It just has a piece missing right here that goes up. And so the way that this works is this piece goes inside here like this. Instead of the top, it's gonna go in the middle, and it's gonna be held with that big screw in the middle. And so I have the arms right here that go onto the blue piece right here. All you have to do is you get your two little knuckles and you put them on the two holes you see here. After you do that, you go ahead and put your arms like this, and that's gonna be your steering mechanism. So whenever this turns that way, you know, the arms are gonna be pushed that way. This is the little ball head that goes onto there. It will go right, 1 2 depending on, it has actually 3 holes. So whichever you want to choose, there's the first one, the second one, and the third one. But for me, I put it at the very first one. And yeah, this goes inside the head, and it steers. So imagine this, but inside here. And here's what I got. This is what it looks like when you're about to print it. So let me go ahead and explain. So that's what it looks like. This is what it's gonna look like when you have the bulkhead. You can see there's this inside piece right here and this top piece. In here it's gonna come a big screw through it. But before you do that, you can see this right here. That's the T I just showed you guys, and this is what it's gonna be having. So you put this through here. This is gonna be right here. So you're gonna put the screw right in here all the way through to the bottom right here. And so this is gonna sit inside right about here, and you just connect your rods. You're just going to connect your rods right here. And so you have your bottom arms that go right in here. You slap the screw through for both sides, and you also have the top one that goes right up here. You slap the screw right on, and you have that hole right here that I told you guys. So this hole, you're gonna either put a ball head or a little screw like I have mine, and it's gonna chill right up here, and you'll have your monoshock up here going across like this. And so once you guys go ahead and print this, make sure before you print it that so the file comes with one of these only for the most part. So these two that you guys see right here, you can see that it has more to this end than right here. This side is flat. This side comes curved out. Same as this one. Let me go ahead and show you guys. This one's just flat, and then it curves out. You guys can see that. So what happened is you have to go ahead and multiply select it. So say you multiply it, and then if you go ahead and take a look, when you multiply it, it's gonna look the same side. What you want to go ahead and do is you hit the mirror option. So like I was saying, it's not gonna be they're both gonna be the same way, but if you go ahead and drag this to the other side and say you try to fit it onto this side, even if you rotate it like so, watch this, it's not gonna fit how it should, and it's just gonna be there. Look, so say you put it on like this, you can see that this end curves up and then this end curves down. So go ahead and make sure that when you have this piece, you will turn it that way. So you go ahead and mirror it, and now they should both be pointing down. So same thing for the top piece. Make sure either it's pointing up, both of them up, or pointing down, so that they're both equal. And as you can see, another cool thing is that you can see this little gap under. This is where your plate goes, your bottom. This screw right here, or this whole thing, it's just chilling lower than the actual factory one, which is why I love this thing so much. It gives so much clearance on this car. It makes it so lifted, and it just gives it the opportunity to just have more suspension, you know. And so yeah, this is really a really well designed front end. Like I said, you'll have really good suspension as long as you modify your shock. Go ahead and pull out the shock, and the spring, you want to go ahead, grab it and pull it apart so it's more longer, more squishy, but just don't pull it too much to where the point where it'll just pull the whole thing apart and make it very stiff. You want it just perfectly in between. And so this kit, I think it's really good for people who don't have modified chassis, people who have the stock one and are just wanting to have fun, you know, want to switch to rear wheel drive. This is the way to go. You just 3D print this, you do the monoshock, and you go ahead and get yourself a good gyro. So for me, I have this gyro which I haven't placed in my car. Take a look. I have this gyro, and yeah, look, I'm even running stock electronics, stock motor, stock receiver, the battery just in there chilling, and I'm running this. The rear is still stock too, you know, all of this stuff is stock, and just the metal, whatever you want to call it, those blue metal pieces in there, that's about it, and the diff. So guys, go ahead and make sure, get tires that are larger. I don't know if I said this in the video or not, but I ended up 3D printing a set of tires. So here's the actual store ones that they sell. You can see this is a metal gray, but reason I have this plastic piece on top is because without this, it sits even lower. And I used to have the problem where, like, if I try to drift it, it would just pretty much drag on the floor because it's too lowered. So partially the front end helped because it lifted the front, and then the rear now with this has a lot of clearance from the ground. As you can see, it also improved the suspension. Let me go ahead, zoom in for you guys so you guys can see. You can see that I'm barely even tapping this thing. So if I tap this side, look at that. The left suspension is just working by itself. The right's not even moving. And so it is very good. The fact that you have more clearance, it makes your suspension more smoother. It feels like an actual professional car, even though it's not. It's just 3D printed front end. But yeah, I'll go ahead and find the 3D files for this kit. I don't remember where exactly it was. If I'm correct, I had seen it from a guy off of Facebook. He posted it, and I ended up getting it from him. And so I'll go ahead and try to put the link. Definitely check this front end out because it's very good for people who are wanting to switch to rear wheel drive. Other than that, you guys should be able to convert your car rear wheel drive. You know, you just cut the shaft and run the same thing that you had to do on this. You know, the stock, your servo is gonna sit right here, and you're gonna have to provide this. You're gonna have to put it right in here, make it sit right here, and then put the screw through like I just explained on the computer. You go ahead, put your rods, your linkage rods, your left and right, like so. And then all you have to do is put a little ball head on this end and a linkage to your servo that normally sits right here, and it should steer your thing left and right, and you pretty much will have a rear wheel drive converted car. But yeah, I hope this video really helps, and I'll go ahead, put the link in the description. And yeah, here's my drift car. I'll soon, hopefully, if I can, probably post some videos of it drifting or some other update if I do anything to it. Hope it helped, guys.